Well, Chapal is in the hospital now. Not really serious. He has a nerve. That's what we dragged. Yeah. So yesterday he cannot move it, and then so he's in the hospital now. Danbury last night admitted. Yeah. Okay. It's recording.
Yes, it's recording. Is it go to the cloud?
It's a go to cloud. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So let me repeat the title, which we are on continuous talking. Say how to nurture sublime being and their deeds. Regarding that, it talks like in root text as renounce negative friendship and rely on a spiritual friends, engage holy teacher, discard hostile and unhappy mental states, and venture forth where happiness lies. That's the text. So now in this regarding that, we are keep talking on renounce negative friendship. So we start last time, who are and what are the negative friends? So that has a both inner and external. So we are finished up to the words saying here, he who bring the sublime down to the ordinary, that's arrogance. One is your negative friends. We finish up there. So now we continues to next. Say, he who presumes to measure the immeasurable, that presumptuous, right? Measure is your negative friends. The pronounce is right. Presumptuous, what was it? Presumption. Oh, that's good. So, okay, basically what is talking is, so in our daily life, we are not taking limited what we should do it, or we're taking a lot of limitations what we shouldn't do it. Like for example, the kindness, compassion, meditation, so any virtues did. We always do keep as a limitations, not really enthusiastically doing it, and then or we have a less time for doing those things. And then the negative deeds or negative thoughts, it's limitlessly, like taking revenge, showing anger to others, harms to others. Everything is we taking more limitless. That's the saying. So who taking limited to what we shouldn't, that's our negative friends. So that could be our own laziness and could be our own ignorance, because we don't know how much we can build it up or how much we increases, therefore we take limited. Or sometimes laziness, or sometimes that we have a lack of interesting, so that's also take limited. So right. So so we keep complaining here. I don't have a time for reading book. I don't have a time for meditations, and also I don't have a time for what we say like doing some prayer. So that's we keep complaining, right? We do have a time for idle gossip, lot. So then we do have a time for something that we very happy and interesting on it, right? So it's not really having depend on time. Its conclusion is depend on interesting actually. So so many of our senior practitioners, they do like a lot of complaint. Do I have to like do long sadhana or short sadhana? So and oh, I don't want to take that initiations. It's we have our commitments and all this taking limitations, right? Which it's benefiting or helpful, but still we take limited. And then beside that, if we examine in our daily life activities, actually we're wasting a lot of time, which is meaningless. Such as idle gossip that I mentioned it. So we enjoying with it, and then like talks whole entire world things here and there and this and that. It's kind of a lot of judgmental included there, and a lot of what the harsh words included there while you do idle gossip, right? We have a lot of harsh words. Um, while we're talking, same time emotion arises, based on what we're talking, right? If we're talking some kind of harmful things, anger comes. How we talk someone beautiful things, a desire comes. So based on that, you reacted. So any reaction goes with idle gossips are 90% negativities, right? But we enjoying with it. We shouldn't take limited it. We keep going and keep going and keep going. If we're not finished today, let me see tomorrow. Okay, come back tomorrow, right? So we have tea tomorrow. So because we not finish the conversations, that tomorrow begin it, not finish again. So and then all those wasting time, while you're wasting time, same time, we created a lot of negative Buddhist talks, the karma, and then actually do a lot of meaningless. That's actual wasting time. We should take limited. That's the saying. What is the negative is presumptuous, right? And the measuring is your negative friends. So ignorantly, sometimes we take limited because let example say capacity of mind, right? So the we Buddhists talking about the capacity of mind is limitless, right? If you want to build the good quality, you can build how much you can do it. So it's a even like some quality of minds, we talk immersible, right? The four immersible. So immersible of compassion, immersible of kindness, love. Those immersible is one reason they're saying immersible, because that can increases or develop limitlessly kindness and that love and compassion things, right? So therefore we said immersible. But we do not understand the capacity of mind. Therefore, we think, okay, we cannot develop further on it. Because maybe we knows that we forgetting it, keep forgetting it. Therefore, we think, oh, it has a limited. Because I learned last time, I do not know now. So the forgetting is forgetting, and the capacity of mind is different, right? So recollections, if you continuous recollect it or remember whatever you learn, it will be remaining freshly. So, but if you not recollect it, so then it will forget. So the forget is not really talks to the capacity of mind. It is one of the mind who's destroying us, right? So there are few things there which is confuse us to understand the limitation of mind. So therefore, if I go back to the regarding Buddhism, we talk omniscient mind, right? So the omniscient mind, even we cannot imagine when we define the omniscient mind, we cannot imagine it could be dead, right? So that the capacity actually. So every single good qualities is completed, and every single ignorance is eliminated also completely. That omniscient mind, right? There are nothing that not knowing it. Every single thing knows. How many rocks in the oceans knows, but it's not meaningful, not that much, right? So that omniscient mind. So that much we can develop actually. And even we not talk regarding the Buddhists, in our daily life, we see the many intelligence scholar, right? So see their capacity of mind. It's a huge. They knows a lot. So one time, His Holiness Dalai Lama mentioned it. Actually, good news that he's coming here in New York. So soon. You know that guy? Yeah, His Holiness is coming New York soon. So not here in New York for his treatment, the knee. I don't know where he's staying it, but I know just he's coming. So anyhow, one time he mentioned it, like the who's a pilot, right? Who that runs the airplane pilot. Okay. So how many switch on it in front and top and every single thing they knows. It's not really big things, but just look at that. That much mind catch it up every single things. That like almost 1,000 switch there, right? So every switch they knows what we use for. So it still is associated with ignorance, but this is tell us the capacity of mind, and not just that, they also knows other things, right? So similarly, like if you go to the scientists and engineering and so on, so professor, if you look at their the knowledge, so many things they knows. So, but still they can increase, still they can develop. So regarding that is we can see the capacity of mind, right? So that we do have a same. What they have, we do have a same. But different is they use it, we don't use it. Right? So otherwise, we do have those. If we want to study more, if we want to develop more, we can do it. So it's even my belief is not depend on your age also, right? So the mind capacity, whose continuous study and meditation on doing that, even they're very senior, like 80, 90 years old, they're still fresh and they can develop them so further. Because we talk omniscient mind, we talk like nirvana. So regarding that, all this depend on the mind capacity. That's it does not have a limited. So if we want to develop further, we can develop. So it's good to know that capacity of mind, right? So the usually every brand, the computer brands, everything has limitations, right? It's like 100 trillion bytes and so on. So it's still limited. But our brand, doesn't matter size, it's limitless, right? So some brands could be small, some brands could be big, but it's limitless. I'm not talking the brand, physical brand. I'm talking more the mental consciousness, which is associating with the brand too, regarding the Buddhist philosophy. So yeah, those are the limitless. And then another limitless is like a life to life. That's I'm not talking today because this is not the class of the Buddhist. So and then also like yeah, on the bottom line, we can say every good deeds, every good qualities, we can develop limitlessly. We should it. And then the negative, we should take limited it, we should take limit, but we shouldn't. We were not, right? So therefore, we're just taking limited from your meditation. We're just taking limited for your study. Those are the negative evil friends here regarding negative friends, right? So could be the inner and external both. The external who's always encourage you. It will be far more comes next. I can talk next. Otherwise, it could be the external negative friends, and the internal negative friends, as I said, our laziness and ignorance. Those are our negative friends. Therefore, we are keep taking limitations. We shouldn't do it. So the next line is saying, he who, even when death is certain to occur at dawn, seeks the mundane aim of the least life, and does not contemplate impermanence for even an instant, that nonchalance, CHA, nonchalance, okay, nonchalance is your negative friend. Okay, what does mean nonchalance?
It's like not really being engaged.
Indifferent.
Casual. It means casual.
Oh, just relaxing it.
Not important.
Oh,
Full effort. You just kind
oh, oh, okay. I see. Tibetan word is ngang ringbo. Ngang ringbo is kind of like a relaxing and calm, right? Usually it's positive. The ngang ringbo who has more patience and relax and calm is, but here the ngang ringbo is negative. The here ngang ringbo is laziness, because you are relaxed while you have to do work, right? So that's laziness. So and then but the first two line, which is like who even when death is certain to occur at dawn, seek the mundane aim of this life. I'm not talking this today here because we try to keep this as more secular. So this is for who believe the previous life and future life, right? So which is also we're not talking even here, but we talk in a Lamrim class, we talk in another class, which is the Buddhist class. That's we cover it. But the last second line, two lines, it does not contemplate impermanence for even an instant. The nonchalance is your negative friends. So that nonchalance, it's what is how can related with does not contemplating an impermanence, right? If we say think the gross level of impermanence, something you have an opportunity to getting more the good positions or some kind of power, or you have an opportunity for make more money. So who knows that almost most of people try not miss that opportunity, right? We try best to accomplish that. If you have a one day that opportunity, then almost we will not have 3-time meals because of the keep busyings. What the reason behind that is, this is one time. When I miss, we will not know get it again, right? And also this will be decreases. Actually, we're thinking impermanence, right? So because it will be gone, that impermanent, gross level of impermanent, and not, I will not have that again. It's talking cause and effect. So the impermanent and cause and effect that we think it, therefore we try not miss that opportunity, and we work very hard because we think impermanence. So that you can take example how much understanding impermanent or contemplating on impermanent let you overcome by laziness, right? So this is one example. Now go back to the actual what we have to build it, what we have to make it our meaningful life, what we have to get our peaceful life. Then definitely that thinking impermanent will be a lot of help, as I give example, right? Therefore, it's related here, saying that just not being relaxed, right? Not being just do nothing. So, but the idea is if you think only part of the impermanent is decreasing and it's decreasing, so that actually not that much powerful to help you to overcome by laziness. But as our text mentioned, if you think with impermanent to ability of your leisure and opportunity, so so your quality or your like a opportunity, what we have it, if we think it's born together, that will really help you to overcome by laziness. That's the said it. So because when I give example, that opportunity that we think it, and same time we think it's decreasing it, right? It will be gone. So thinking together makes you very brings you a lot of effort, makes you work hard on it, with not tired, right? So without tired. Sometimes we are very interesting something on it. While we're doing it, we will not notice that I'm tired, but tomorrow pain everywhere, right? So therefore, and at the moment while you're taking actions, you have a joyful because you seize opportunity and you seize that decreasing both together. So that makes you joyful hard work, right? So that's the important here. Therefore, say the contemplating on impermanent is important because everything is decreasing. So this life is gift for you, gift for us. So and then it's really much depend on how you use it, right? So same. Today we are a lot of criticism on technologies because it's wasting time or it's like so on. There are a lot of criticism there, right? But it's not different than the life. So what I'm saying is because it's very much depend on who use it. If you use more positively, that necessarily needed. If you do not use positively, affect it negative. Same our life. If you use as meaningful, you can have it a lot of peaceful and you can do that. But if you do not use your opportunity life as meaningful, it's affected to you. It's caused harms to you. It's same as how we criticism on technology. I think it's the same, right? So it's very much depend on the user. So therefore, if our life, if we not use as meaningful, then it's harmful actually. We are losing opportunity, right? So therefore, actually, the Buddhist, regarding Buddhism, we repeat those things a lot. The opportunity life and impermanence. So even you heard it 1,000 times, but sit down and think carefully, different test. Even you hear 1,000 times, way different test. So it makes you more fresh then, right? So, but if you do not contemplating and you do not meditating on think on it with calm mind, then it's boring you, right? So see, whenever we begin teaching or like some kind of the prayer, any good activities, at the very beginning, there are 4 lines. We keep repeating the refuge and bodhicitta. Wherever we do a good activity, we always repeat this line many times. But if you think of this meaning, it's fresh. If you do not read this meaning, if you read as like a, just kid read it without understanding meaning, that's boring. Because 1,000 times, 10,000 times we repeated this 4 line. It's boring, right? So, but I'm saying here again repeatedly, while you recite those 4 lines, even in teaching time or whatever, if you really think deep and exactly try to cultivate what says in line, that makes you big different. There's no chance to have boring, right? So similarly, so the opportunity life, death impermanent, we talk a lot, right? You hear maybe many times, but once you get the familiar with it, without any contemplating, without any meditating, just having familiar with it, then boring you. It makes you bored, right? So that's just how here. Therefore, I'm saying what we try to say here is that having opportunity and it decreasing thing together, then makes your life meaningful or bring more happiness and peaceful through by thinking impermanent and opportunity. That's the saying in this line, right? Okay. Any question? Okay. You all know here that every question is free, is open, right? Okay. So then go to the next line. It says, he who gives you beneficial advice with aims concerned with travel, mundane affair, and definitely destroy your future, that trickster is your negative friend. Okay. Okay, sure. He who gives you beneficial advice with aims concerned with the trivial, mundane affairs, and definitely destroys your future, that trickster is your negative friend.
I don't understand this, because how could it be beneficial advice?
Therefore, I did not explain yet.
Sorry.
Okay. So I think it's more pretending. It's talking about more It's not really beneficial advice. I see here like a quotes in a beneficial. So it's not really beneficial advice, but it's I think it's benefit advice for mundane effort this lifetime, right? So do it whatever you like, do it, enjoy it. There are no future life. Karma is nothing there. So those kind of advice. So the beneficial and benefiting to this lifetime, but in general, it's harms, right? So it says destroying your future life. But again, this line also refers to the previous life and future life. But therefore I escape like a first line and third line. So we talk the second line and the fourth line. The second line says with aims concerning trivial mundane affairs. Yeah. Okay. Okay, regarding that, I get one quote from Gongtang Rinpoche, what he said it here. Evil friends does not need to horn, like what horn? Okay, evil friends does not need to horn and dreadful. It's not necessary to have a horn and dreadful, right? The wrathfuls. So they might pretend to cherish and benefit you with a smile. They lead you to distractions and hedonism, Hedori. It's kind of like my guess is like just enjoying with some kind of alcohol, hedonism. Okay, hedonism. Okay, yeah. So they lead you to distraction and hedonisms through their entertainment. These are the evil friends who makes your life meaningless. Abandon them completely like a contagious disease. So this is actually talking this here, the second line and fourth line. So people pretending that comes to you and it's kind of like helping you or benefiting to you, but which way we don't know, right? So, but as well as like it makes me enjoy, it makes me happy in the moment. I regarding that person is kindness. So it's good person. It makes me happy. But which way? I don't have to think, right? So actually, it's important to think which way makes you happy. It's really benefiting or is harming you. So, but it's regarding here, say, just with a smile and then just pretend cherish to you and makes you happy because I need a company to hang around somewhere, right? Because I need a company to go to party. I need a company to go to use to idle gossip. So therefore, I just try to make you nice. And then you once you involve, you are enjoying it. So, and then so many good conversations, like nice conversations there, and then you happy it. Then you think, oh, that person is nice. That person is good. So because the face is not wrathful, because it does not have a horn in the head, because it's smiling to you, right? Because talks gentle with you, or use all these positive words, not the harsh words, and we consider it good persons. But actually, deep way, it's destroying our future life because we're wasting time, right? So this is how actually the person we meet it many times. That's evil friend, and actually the regarding here also, who is really deceiving to you? It's yourself or ourself, right? So myself is deceiving to me actually, none others. The other are conditioned actually, who influence you to get some lead you interesting on some meaningless, who influence you to the bad things, right? Like ruining your life, and so on, so on. So those are the condition. But actually, you are your enemy. You are the who you deceive to yourself. So none others. What is try to saying is, we do have a control on our hand, everything, what direction I have to go, and my life drift to where, my life transform to which. So everything we do have a control on our hand, but just we are not heedfulness, not conscientiously working, not mindfulness, and whatever comes, it comes, you run after that. That's how we ruin our life, right? So, and then there are many other conditioner there who always support you, help you, give you advice to ruining your life, right? So, but if we do not follow as how they lead us, then we are okay. But if we follow as just naturally without any mindfulness, then it's ruining our life. But actually, main principal deceiver is myself, right? So, and then others are just conditioned. But we do not know that, right? So therefore, we keep criticize to others, we keep blame to others. That person comes and talks and talks and talks. I missed that opportunity, right? Because of that person talks. But you really don't have a control on it? Question, right? So we do have a control on it. So you might think, if the other excuse might say, okay, I do have a control, but I don't harm to that person's. That means you sacrifice your life. Why you blame to that person, right? Because you are considering not harm to that person, because not mean to that person. In the middle, I don't want to left, right? So I don't ignore them as respect to them. That's not good. But behind that, why you criticize again then? Because everything you choose it. You choose that be kind to them. You choose that not mean to them, right? And you choose to stay with that person's. Then why you criticizing again and tomorrow or next day, right? So this kind of things. So again, whatever I'm saying here, I'm one of them. I'm included it, okay? So I'm not saying I'm just do everything good. Now you guys are late. No, we all together. But this is good advice for us. But it could be different that I try. So many times fail, but still continues trying. And then sees the benefit. I try because I believe. Because the continuous cannot practice it because of laziness, because of so many other things. But still knows these things, right? But we try. So therefore, what the main point here saying is, you might be meet many the deceivers who talks nice. It could be harms your life. should really be aware on it. So at the moment, what you really you enjoy it, that's true. But at the moment, what you get benefit, actually, we have to contemplate on it. There are no benefit, then slowly we can escape it. So gently escape it, right? So that's the saying here. Okay. So let me repeat one more time the Gungthang Rinpoche's advice, which is related with this the line, which is talking about the evil friends. So evil friends do not need to horn and dreadful. They might pretend to cherish and benefit you with a smile. They lead you to distraction and hedonism through their entertainment. They are the evil friends who makes your life meaningless. Abandon them completely, like a contagious disease. Okay. Clear? No, okay. So any question? So let me read continues then. So next, he who topples, T-O-P-P, topples, okay. He who toppled the vase of morality, the excellent soil from which spring all higher qualities. He might seem joyful to eyes of the morality degenerate, but all sectarians. Am I saying good? The pronunciation? Oh, Siddhartha says, thank you. Siddhartha says, delighting in these are your negative friends. So, what the main point saying here is the do moral, you keep your the moral ethics, and there are many will be the cause and condition there to who destroy your moral ethics. So there who is the negative friends. So for example, you know, who the again principle is ourself, whether it's become a good or bad, right? But we regarding we talk condition, external condition, the friends will be there who are always support you destroying your morality practice, disturbing to your morality practice, destroy your moral ethics. For example, here let's say why you do this, some kind of different behaviors, it's not matched with, it's not suitable with the general people, right? You are once unique, and if you do more moral ethic, it might be you become more weakness. You might be lose more, right? So if you have to work hard, of course, then you have to defeat others, you have to deceive others, or you have to just overcome to them. Those advice who giving us is actually destroying our moral ethics, right? It could be your parents, it could be your brother and sister, not necessarily the way external, outside people, right? It's internal. It could be because they love, but that love is blunt. They love to you because they're giving advice, but they don't know what really helpful, right? So, but regarding love is pure, it's good. but where they're giving advice with their love. Say, just why you follow so like a moral ethics, not killing or not lying or not deceiving others or not harsh word, or why you do that, right? So this life, this life is short, and then who we dealing with the peoples in this life is all this having like a strong self-centeredness their own. Every single one has to do their own way. Every single one is doing there for them, for themselves. Well, you should do everything for yourself, right? Because moral ethics is more concerning others. Only doing yourself is your like it could be destroy your moral ethics. You could be seized that moral ethics is not necessary. Because everything, whatever doing, it's for just for me, myself, right? So if I gain, I gain. That's all my point. That's all my goal, right? I have to win. I have to be overcome. I have to be defeat others. And regarding that, whatever I can do it. Whatever something that I have to do it, I can do it. So that's is careless about the moral ethics. So because that advice, becoming weakness or you losing everything is evil friend, right? Sometime we talks, our parents could be evil friends regarding the give advice, right? But you have to be differentiated. Their love, they're giving advice with their love, but they do have ignorance. Right? There no question. Whatever they're giving advice to you, giving advice through by their love to you, right? They want you to become a better. They want you to become unique or so on, right? But they don't know what is really comes conclusions, right? So therefore, make differentiated the motivation and advice. Motivation is pure, advice could be wrong, right? So motivation is not pure, advice could be right. Sometimes enemies, just directly blaming you. Motivation is very bad, but the advice actually showing you who you are, right? What you have are doing wrong, what you have are negative things. Advice could be right. So differentiated between these two, not differentiated through by the person, right? This and that. Therefore, we say not rely on a person, rely on the person, what they talks to you, what they give advice. More rely on advice, the meaning of the advice, that we have to more concerning, that we have to more contemplating on it instead of the person, right? So therefore, person could be close, but advice could be evil, right? Person could be evil, advice could be sweet, like the positive. So, it goes many different ways. So therefore, the regarding making our lives meaningful, we really have to focus on the meaning of the advice and contemplating on it. Then whatever you have to take it. Doesn't matter who persons are, right? So what do you think?
The message, not the messenger.
Yeah, that's the exactly. Yeah. So actually you have to focus on the message, not the messenger. Yeah. So that's this is about this line talking here. But here who says that, and we sees, oh yeah, there's good advice, and we follow it happily. So actually, yeah. So usually we follow the 10 non-virtuous actions happily, enthusiastically, right? Without any hesitation. Like divisive speech, idle gossip, and then the lying and harsh word. Those are actually, we happily do that. We are what call, as I says, without hesitating. We just do, right? So this actually the evil friend. It's not the external evil friends, it's the internal evil friends, which is you have very happily doing those negative actions are. So I don't know you examine it in your life actions or not, but in generally, when see that every good things, always we don't like to do that. Every bad things, we happily doing this. I don't know how come this, right? So what really was called the cause for doing this? One things we can say our habit, right? Since young, the habit built by if Buddhist talk, the previous lives imprints. If without Buddhism, habit built by your like environments, influenced by many different things while you're young, and then 1 time, 2 times, it built more and more, and then it's really become a strong habit. Then following that habit is happy, right? So we almost not build it up, that habit, to be kind to others. Almost there are no the habit we get it when we're young to be follow the moral ethics, right? So if we try to teach to children moral ethic, but a very limited one, right? So actually we think what we're talking is how to eat. That's what we taught, right? No, a spoon put like this, or you have to right hand this, left hand this. Regarding myself, it's not important. But it's doing for repetition, actually, right? So, okay, you have to eat this way. And you take limited, that which is good to, we're concerning their health, definitely. Most of advice we give to children is regarding their health, regarding their educations. Not really we giving advice, general moral ethics, right? So we give advice, okay, once you go to school, don't be last, don't be late. Or when you go to school, like I say, don't become a victims. You have to win. You have to be pride. Everything's, and then if you giving more like a strength and making more brave, say you can call 911 or you can tell this and that, which is good part, but it's a lot of missing in the middle, the actual moral ethics. So those advice are good, they're protecting themselves, right? But they're only focusing on protect themselves and defeat others, careless to, we're giving advice to say, you don't have to think other, you just think by yourself. That's bad things advice. That's advice are bad, right? So therefore we see how we build the habit negative. We give advice for protections, we give advice for health, we can advise for knowledge, but we does not give advice for how to take responsibility beside our family, right? So how to connecting better beside our family. So how that's the actually we're missing the moral ethics, because moral ethics is most the moral ethics are connected with other beings in environments, right? So advice is just to you without connecting to other beings. Protect yourself. Whatever they do, right? Learn yourself or have good health. The some part is good, but still, I try to say missing something in the advice. it's incomplete advice. You know, health, all those things we should careful, but complete it with connected with others, because whoever the children, when we grow, we have to be connected with others as we are social beings. So, and then they start when they grow up and they are going outside. Now they're finding more friends, finding more group. Then they don't know how to deal with them because we do not get any advice for that, right? So this is how we build the bad habits, and this is how we turning everything. We are happily doing bad things or good things very difficult to do it. Almost give up to do that, right? So therefore, if you talk the young generation now, like teenagers or above teenagers, we try to talk moral ethics and compassion, kindness. I don't think they 100% accept it, right? But I'm not saying every single one, majority. Some are good there. There's definitely, right? The majority, I don't think they will accept it with like a heart, from their heart. They will not accept it. So, but still, even they become teenager and above teenager, now they're working professional, but still they are looking what is benefit for me, right? What is helping me? Because this is how they raise up. This is how we grow up with this advice. And that strongly influenced in our mind. And they were every single time thinking with very self-centeredly, selfishly. We're thinking selfishly, because this is how we get advice. This is how we grow up. Because parents are scared. If I do not teach them, make really strong, selfish, then everyone might be blame them. Everyone might be defeat them. Everyone might be, look down to them. This is a parents prepare, right? Therefore, really, they escape to teaching compassion. My friend Tibetan does that, right? So one of the father, they had two children, and then while we conversation, I just talked to them. Oh yeah, why not just teach more moral ethics to them and be kind to others? No, Gisela, they might lose it. Someone they're always like harms by others. They're not willing to do that. But when they grow up, then they see it's needed. It's too late. Right? So, oh, okay, now I talk a lot. Now your time, talk. So, yeah, any discussion further? You have to more clarifications. Yeah.
It seems to be hard to kind of break away from that mentality, because I think we're just naturally inclined to to try to increase our status.
It's true, yeah.
And I mean, I think that's one of the hardest things to struggle with, is to kind of try to break out of that cycle. It's hard. That's I don't know. I'm just I don't know. I guess I don't know, like how to get like my son to try to not maybe be it in that, but try to steer him in a better direction. But I don't know if it's very difficult to do that. Because he's so selfish, and we are, and I am. So I don't know. Just I mean, yeah. So like, I mean, if we did have to give advice to children to try to get them to take that to heart. I don't know. Is there anything that?
Oh, yeah. I think when children, right, we talk both benefit and harms. You have to be selfish, but it will be that benefit you will get it, but it harms you that much. If we're giving both clearly, then when they grow up, they know, right? So, but only one side reason we're giving it, not the both side. we're not staying there how much harms to you. We're having like a strong desire and angry and selfish. We're not really almost not saying that how much harms. But I think we should say that. I'm saying you do selfish because in world this and that, but actually it also harms you that way because of this and that. So just openly give them everything, right? So and they will be choose better. And when they grow up, while they're young, they hear everything, and then they do have a seat. Now it's become a good continuer to teach compassion or moral ethics because they do have a seat while the young time, right? So yeah, that's I think yeah. Therefore, the school and then the college will not teach those things, but the way they can learn is with the parents or some kind of spirituality, things. Those they can learn, which is necessary, right? So usually I said. You learn, if you giving example, the traveling, right? You learn how to buy a ticket, how to get it cheaper, which seat you need better. Every little things you learn it, you knows. But you get best things through by your knowledge. Nice seat, nice airplane, everything, good engine and everything's right. But while flying it, now airplane's shaking, you get anxiety. You get nervous. Now, how you can overcome by it? Your knowledge not help. How to buy a ticket, that not help. How to get best seat, not help, right? How to create an airplane, not help. Now, how you can overcome by that nervous and anxiety while the airplane is shaking? That part you can learn from spirituality things, right? So, so therefore, we give them the both wings, the modern knowledge and spirituality, both wings. Then they can fly well. They can maintain while they're having like a nervous, right? So this is actually important, but it's not happening every colleges, every school, as His Holiness Dalai Lama requested in like UNO and all these things. We need a curriculum in the school, compassion and love and kindness and more good moral ethics. But most of school and college are not ready for that. So because they all depend on money, right? So but someone they created a school for not for money, making better person, that we have a chance then, right? But if it's an open school or open hospital for money, then money talks, not the human being talks. Right? And once money talks, there's a lot of danger. So anyhow, this is happening, but as parents and your home is the one place give like those kind of educations to children. Happy Father's Day anyhow. Right? So yeah, this is important parts. When we talk that kind of things, kindness and compassion, children might not see the result to those kind of doing it. But because we are teaching them this kind of things at the long-term benefiting, right? And when they grow up, and then also we are thinking it's connected with the world peace too, because those youngs are the future world. As those youngs are good, then there are no terrorists. There are no terrorists, then world peace, right? So therefore, best way to stop terrorists is educating them. Whatever happening right now is almost out of our control. right? We can kill them, but they're not listening to us, out of our control. So the children's our control. That's how we can stop terrorists. Be a patient, long term, after 40 years, after 30 years. All this grow up, now training nice. That's how we need to aiming it, right? So yeah. Okay, any others?
Thank you so much, Geshe. That's so lovely.
Further discussion, question, whatever, yeah.
Thank you.
This doesn't really have anything much to do with what you're discussing,
Uh-huh,
sort of.
uh-huh.
I can't imagine that it is a negative thing when an animal is dying to wish them a better life
Mm-hmm.
in their next rebirth. But is it appropriate to continue that wish during the bardic period as we would do for a human?
Are the period
The
do
49
prayer for
days.
them? Yeah, it could be. Possibility, that's the looking. This is hope and possibility. Possibility. It's hope. What call?
A wish.
And not 100% sure, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So the prayer we're doing for others to have good life. Prayer we're doing for others, having more peaceful life. It's just one of our wish and our hope. And how much affected that prayer is a big question, right? So I'm talking regarding Buddhism. So it's a big question. It's very difficult to say, okay, 100, definitely not 100% help. That's clear. Our prayer not 100% help them to have a peaceful. The logic is we talk karma. The karma is your own actions. Your own actions brings you all these your experiences in future, right? And my prayer is not your own action, but my prayer is kind of water. The seed is your actions. I pour water, right? So it could be grows, it couldn't. If the seed is burned, my water is useless. If seed is fresh, my water is useful. So our prayer is like a condition, water and soil, and not the seed. So that way affected. It could be helpful, it couldn't be. It be not necessary. So therefore we said, while we are alive, everything do by our practice. You should do now, instead of requesting to do some prayer after I die. Right? It's kind of lazy things, isn't it? So that's said. I think it's very practical. You know, you should do everything, even like your peaceful die. You prefer right now, today, practice. Then when the times comes to end, it will be peaceful. It will be lead the better life in the future, what's possible, whether someone do pray or not. But if you do not do anything good things in life, at the end will be have a regret, strong regret. I waste all my life, and that's harmful to you, or like so many distraction will be there, not peaceful. And after we do like a lot of prayer, it could be help, not necessary, right? So, but help is not 100%, 20%, 30%, that much, yeah. So because it's like a condition, the water and soil, like, right? So because no seed there, nothing to do it. This is how our prayers are affected. That's your question?
Sort
Okay.
It is very difficult for an animal to make that step into a human life. And that
We cannot make it.
no, I understand.
Uh-huh.
They might need a little help, a
Definitely.
little push.
Definitely. Yeah.
So in that sense, I feel that prayers or wishes or however you put it, for an animal who is dying or who has recently died, can't be a bad thing. Can it? If it
Cannot
makes
say it. Depend on their own karma, right? We cannot say anything good or bad. We wish.
help to them.
Yeah.
Should be a bad thing. Should
Definitely is not bad thing. But regarding how much affected, that's how I answer it. But doing it's not the bad things. We do animal blessing here. This is our one hope to having good imprint to them. They hear the mantra, they touched some kind of holy things that influence to them, that kind of blast to them. So that could be rapiding their karma, good karmas, and then future life could be the better. Right. Yeah.
Maybe you would use say something like the Guru Namgyalma mantra while the animal's alive. Like the whole, I don't know, that's one that I've heard is really good for animals.
Where you got this term, Guru Namgyalma? It's nice.
It said it on on an FPMT thing I said. It says Guru Namgyalma.
Okay.
But what I was trying to say was if you recite that every day to your pet or something, that's supposed to be very good for purifying negative karma of beings in the lower realms. So I guess maybe that's something you could do while the pet's still here. Every day recite it to them. I don't know, but.
Yeah, Guru Namgyalma is one kind of things, and that they are all every deities like Medicine Buddha or Akshobhya. There are a lot of mantra regarding the purification mantra, and every mantra actually reciting to them is to have a good imprints in their minds. They hear it, right? They hear directly, and they could be the good imprints. That's our hope. So our Rinpoche has a very good skillful. People come to Rinpoche and asking what I give to name my pets or my dog. Rinpoche say, Oma Nepemeo. That's a name, right? But when you call, each time you're reciting Oma Nepemeo, they hear it, you do it. It's very smart, yeah.
All my pets are in every Dharma class that's on Zoom.
Uh,
They sit with me, they listen,
Uh-huh.
they listen when I do my son, they're always with me. So what do you think? You think that's good?
It's good, actually. Yeah, definitely it's good, yeah. Yeah.
They all the classes they hear.
We have one history, the pitching, right?
Yeah.
So Vasubandhu, one of the Saban Pandita, Vasubandhu reciting at the nighttime, he reciting all the sutra, what he memorized it. And then always one pigeons comes near him and then staying there, listening and listening and listening, right? It's not for, I don't know if it comes from listening or not, but hear it every time Vasubandhu reciting. And next time he born to human being and become a scholar. So his name is called Sitramurti. It's not there. Loditemba, we call this Loditemba, Sitramurti. And then someone knows who have a clairvoyant. They mention, okay, your previous life is this, and the pigeon here because therefore you become a scholar now. Every time you hear the words, it's become imprints. Makes you easy to capture it, right? So some words we never hear it, even with this lifetime. It takes time to catch it. The word, even just meaning, of course, just word. But if your words is very familiar with you, one time you catch it, like a bodhicitta, you just get it, right? That's how imprints help to catch faster. That's how I become a scholar, because understand and everything's more easily. So that is possible. That's one possible, but not 100% sure again, right? It's one possible, yeah.
Can't hurt.
They think it's hilariously funny.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you keep praying, never stop it. That's um just directly benefit to you, that's no question, right? So you're doing something good instead of idle gossip, the prayer, right? So and then how much help them, that's leave it, right? We don't know. So yeah, so that's we actually one of my friend again Tibetan. It's we think reversely. He have one dog, and he don't call that animal dog. He giving the name Tashi, right? So he's mentioned, I don't want to call him as dog. I'm not comfortable. Someone saying him as a dog. Better call Tashi. Do you think the human is better than dog? He thinking it, right? So because he think human is regarding our Buddhism, human is high birth. That's no question, right? But the human action is not necessarily better than dog. Sometime dog is better than human action, right? Dog is better. So therefore, you shouldn't make that judgment. So regarding myself, you can still call dog because dog is more loyalty. So human can copy from it. Human has a good quality than some human part, right? So why you mix up the dog is so bad? You already in your mind, dog means bad. Therefore, you don't want to call dog, right? So that's kind of funny things then in life. We meet many people and then many story. Yeah, that's happening. So, anything in online? I hope they hear it.
Oh,
Yes, we can hear it, Geshe-la. Thank you.
Geshe Dhargey. I was just
Okay.
thinking about
Okay.
children.
So.
There was, can you hear me? Okay.
Who's
Mhm.
talking? We
Oh,
can't.
this is Karen.
No, I hear you, Karen, but I hear
Mhm.
Laura speaking
sorry.
too.
And I'm just thinking that 500 years is a long time,
Mhm.
and how can we be sure they're that accurate?
Your experience. Let's say compassion, bodhicitta, right? We don't know that it's right mind or wrong mind because sutra is long time after reading it. But you practice bodhicitta, how much benefit to you? That's more judged by it. And emptiness. It's been talked long time, right? But reading and everything's.
But what I'm talking about is the actual sutra, there's 84,000 of them, the actual sutras itself. Sometimes if you change something by one word, it makes a whole different meaning for something.
That after translating, right? So yeah.
So I'm just thinking like that's 500 years is I know the essence, I understand what you're saying about the essence of them, but the actual words.
Actual word also you have to see from Buddha time to after 500 year, they're nothing connected at all or still keep as fresh, even not written on a page. Like this is the right.
But it's from memory. Right? Yes.
But the memory, that memory is our not ordinary memory.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Got it.
Arhat memory. They did like a 3-time recollected. I mean, concealed. They 3-time concealed all the sutra, right? And then at the 3rd time, now they're having less arhat who have disqualified to keep every words fresh. Then they worry and then begin to read in it. Until then, no one's worried because it goes fresh. So that we call some kind of samadhi, some chugyungi things in that we say continuum of something samadhi, that quality, they do have it. That not miss any single words. Yeah.
Thank you.
But you believe easily again, but you can think again. What kind of this quality, and how come that we can rely on that quality, you know. So
Because it almost seems, I mean, realistically, it almost seems
Mhm.
impossible
Mhm.
that you could get that wording right after 500 years. And there's a game in the United States, it used to be, it's called telephone.
Uh-huh.
And you say a sentence and you have maybe
I
15
see.
people, and by the time you
I
say
see.
the right sentence, by the time it comes out, it's completely different. That's why I asked, but I forgot about the R hats and
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
manjushri.
But don't also like if you're reading it with faith and the three jewels, like don't you, even if the words are slightly wrong, if you have the right intention, isn't it being transmitted to you in other ways? It's not just the words, it's
Mhm.
coming at you in a lot of different formats from enlightened beings
Yeah.
while you're reading, correct?
Yeah. So everything when we judge not based on our quality, otherwise we difficult to say how fish lives in the water because we cannot, right? So then how fish? So we might be like a surprise then. So yeah. Anyhow,
Thank you.
Geshe-la, there
you're
was a
welcome.
question online. I think,
Did you ask them in the chat if they can hear?
yeah, Geshe-la, we can hear, but
Oh, I
I
see.
don't think we can hear now. I think it's coming.
Oh, I see. No speaker then. Okay.
Geshe-la, can you hear now?
Check the audio settings, the
I
microphone
tried to
settings
switch it to something else and it didn't go.
for the mic. for the,
Karen, you can
speaker.
hear me, right? But they
Yeah, I
can't
can hear
us.
you. That's all right. It's fine. It's almost.
Yeah, actually, I do have a time
No
today. I
worries.
don't have a next class.
Geshe-la, can you hear us?
Uh,
Go to audio settings and check the
I
speaker
think
settings.
not.
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay.
You could put a message in the chat.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Yeah.
for people to-
Who knows if that
to
monitor even has a
question.
speaker? I don't even know. It does. Did somebody say something?
I'm
Yeah.
speaking.
Usually the Chappelle does that.
Yeah.
And then I don't know how to do it. It's very difficult to. It's different than my computer.
What were you saying about the Guru Nam Gyalma? Why was it strange that I said it that way?
No, usually Namgyalma that we say it. Now you're adding Guru Namgyalma.
Page, so maybe that's why.
Okay.
Nam Gyalma, I'll just say it that way now.
Namgyalma is one of the deities who are increasing life that we believe, same as Tara.
Oh,
Tara, Namgyalma, and Amitabhus.
who's the same as Amitabha, right?
Amitabha and Amitabhus is, yes, yeah, different form, but same nature, yeah.
Hi, can you hear me?
Oh, okay, now hey, can you, yes.
Okay, I think Karen had a question before.
Hi, it's Karen. Hi there. It was more of a comment. I was thinking of a book that I read years ago called All I Really Need to Know. I learned when I was in kindergarten.
Uh-huh.
And it was about, and it makes me think about in kindergarten, I'm in pediatrics, so I see a lot of kids, right? So in kindergarten, that's a time when people learn to take turns. They learn not to share. They learn to line up. They learn, and they try to instill so much of these positive qualities. Otherwise, kids would be pushing, and there'd always be fighting. Learning how to not fight, and I know at that time when I talk to kids, I'll ask them, do you have friends in school? When they're in kindergarten, they say, every kid is my friend. And somewhere between kindergarten and when I talk to like a 12-year-old, someone will say, oh, only have one or two friends, something happens between everyone in your class is your friend when you're in kindergarten, but somehow all these differences or whatever happens. I'm sure it's like, causes and conditions, and it's a karma that's happened and all this other stuff. But there's sort of like this little time in for the young children when they're just so open and so many times kind. And if they're mean, like one day they're mean, but the friend's the next day, it's not necessarily like an insidious meanness that they have in kindergarten.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. So similar, like last time, like a few years ago, in the United States has a lot of like what called racism problem there, right? And people are like try to protect each other, and they're making flyer. They have a long list. Don't do this, do this, don't do this, do this. So to protecting racism, right? All this, the reason what I see is from do this and don't do this is just kind of like I could be wrong, but what I see is this is kind of just above, not really goes deep, right? But if I say something on it, then I say moral ethics, change your behave good. So everyone likes that. People don't like because you behave. And that judge to everyone, right? One person did wrong, one with the one color, they think everyone is same, but it's actually not. But all the conclusions comes from the behave, the begin from it. So no matter, because this is one, I can say reason, because my experience is wherever we go, doesn't matter who they are, like the Asian, American, whoever, or authentic, religious, whoever, they like us. Because you must be good person, because the mangroves, right? So this is what I think. Your behavior is your moral ethics is change everything. People like country in general, but more as they have a self-centeredness, they will find more on their happiness. And then someone not disturb their happiness, or someone support to their happiness, of course they like it. Doesn't matter who you are, right? So therefore, in this long list, I do not see, okay, good moral ethics and change your behavior. No one said that. But this is the more fundamental I see it, right? With that kind of advice, we just find it rooted and begin from it. That will be good. Instead of like touching in some point or some like branches, never touching the root. Then touching in some branches, still some benefit there, but not as like would you touch the root. It's a big change, right? It's root damage and trees dry. If root better, trees grows. Even you take out the 2 or 1 branches, still grows. So therefore, this is I see the root, and the same measuring through by it, and then making world peace or better life or meaningful life. Also go back to the moral ethics. As I see. It's my perspective. I don't know. It could be right, could be wrong, right? Yeah. This is habit while we study Buddhism, right? The Buddha talks all goes back to the root and root and root, right? But which we not sees any connection before we learn. Then after we learn, then it makes sense. Before we learn, never sees this is the connected to us, right? Your happiness is connected to the less self-centeredness. We will not seize those connections, right? And your self-grasping is the rooted from all your happiness and suffering. We do not see that until talk to us. So therefore, root. Buddha talks in path, in suffering, happy, everything's talks beginning from root. That's a habit we have. They will try to see what is the really root and fundamental, what we need to change for getting better. So this is how we need to look at in any advice, in our own behaviors and own actions. Everything goes from beginning, root, as we learn. Then I think it's turned better. Right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you walk up to an average person on the street and say, by the way, you're unhappy because you're holding a truly existent I, like it's because you're always coming back to yourself, like they're just gonna, it's hard for an ordinary person to under that, it's hard for even to, when you start in Buddhism to understand why that happens.
Yeah.
I mean, it does, it takes
That's
a lot
true.
of study, but if you ask somebody who's never even heard and never studied any Buddhism or philosophy at all, and you tell them that, you know, it's really your selfishness and thinking about I that's causing your problem, they're just gonna look at you like you have three heads
Yes.
and walk away.
Yes. Yeah. So that's happening. Because we have a thick ignorance. So
Of all the 8 worldly winds, the fear of loss is, in my perspective, that is just the one that is so hard to eliminate. Loss of anything. Loss, I mean, we can say, oh, I don't care about money, I don't care about stature, but there's this seed of always afraid you're making the wrong decision, even when it's a spiritual decision. Is it, am I doing it correctly? What's at the root of this? Of all 8, which I think of all the time, the fear of loss, because there are so many things to lose.
yeah.
It's so hard.
That's the discourage, actually, Buddha said. The fear for losing is discourage us to anything better practice. Therefore, Buddha talks emptiness. With intently, we try to lose it, 50%, right? Through by the understanding emptiness. Because it's not real there as we think. Then after we learn emptiness, meditating emptiness, better know, then we will not have a fear to lose. Because we already lost the 50% through by understanding emptiness, right? Because it's not solid and not real. So yeah, that's again this see connection, everything's, you know, the Buddha already knows this is the way they discourage you. And last time I mentioned, who is not lead you or who is not encourage you to go back to the do like a achieve nirvana, because self-grasping, right? Losing yourself. Because self-grasping, we don't want to lose it. And then achieving nirvana, we need to meditate on selflessness. And when we try to do that selflessness, we feel losing ourselves. Then we fear. And then say, oh yeah, I don't want to touch these things. It's danger, I'm losing myself. But you should lose an open eyes. Then you will see it. You know, you are under the water, fear, come out. You know, come out from dream. There's a saying, Buddha, right? You are in a dreaming now. You feel fear to lose. See emptiness, come out from dream. Feel different. You will see its dream. So yeah, this is, I think, every talks like this is danger, this is suffering, but this is path. This is lead you better. So every angle, you know, therefore we don't have to worry about to learn about suffering because solutions better there, right? So it's definitely happening. Yeah, the fear to lose is discourage a lot and not let you move forward. Even the compassion, kindness, which we think is good to need it, but if you have a fear for lose, again, it will not continuously lead you to kindness and compassion. Because compassion, while we generating compassion or doing compassion practice, still we're losing something, right? Which is we very much cherish it. So because it's challenging to the self-centeredness. So then challenging with the self-centeredness, definitely we feel losing something, which is we very much cherish it. But behind that, sometimes imaginationally, if we not directly feel it, directly experience it, by imaginationally, we can think, what is behind that? Then it encourages us to continue lose it. Yeah, I lose this, but for getting better. Yeah, thank you. Deborah says, your loss is not always lost. Your loss is for getting better. Yeah. Okay. So if you now do not have any question and discussion, I can stop here. But as I said, I still have a time today. I'm free. So
Describing some of these concepts to people. One thing I have trouble with is the word emptiness, because I think people think of that in a totally different way than what is meant. I think of nothing, like zero, nothingness. And that's what, and so like I can't, so I don't end up like using that word. I don't know, I don't know, I guess the impermanence and things not being as solid as what your perception is. I kind of describe things that way, but I just thought, like, in terms of things that people just kind of turn off to, I think it's sometimes like emptiness turns out to be one for me that people don't get. It's like because there's already like an association with emptiness as being zero, nothing, null.
yeah.
Well, there's this whole get everything you can out of life mentality that if you're not embracing Buddhist sense of emptiness, there's this feeling of, but here I am, and there's all these experiences, and what if I get to the end and I feel I've wasted that part of my life? Like not even, okay, I've done everything spiritually that I can, but I missed out on all of this other.
Yeah, absolutely.
That habituated perception of the world around us, of experiences.
Well, they feel like that's an act, they're gaining something from that, they feel like they're gaining something substantial and like an actual thing from getting all this experience and money and like it's actually something that they can.
It doesn't even need to be money or good, it's just the experience, like eating. I want to live life to the fullest. That whole
I've already done everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Big one. Kind of see the whole wide world, every single place, and
even companionship. The desire to be with other people who who validate your existence, who make you feel like the feedback you get from people that you care about. It's so hard to abandon that. It's so, even when you know you should. There's this always like, I don't think you're crazy.
Yeah, we continues keeping connections with the sentient beings, but the changing is way to connecting is changing, right? Not desire, kindness. So then switching between these two is very difficult. Need a lot of knowledge to switching this, because you need a confidence first to switch this, right? So having confidence is very much depend on knowledge. So if you know a lot of details, how it's functioning, how this functioning, desire and kindness, right? How this functioning, how this functioning is really happening, all these details you knows, then it makes you more easy to switch it, but still start it. So when you switch it, but connection will be the continuous, but as your motivations is changed, it could be your behavior, expressions, could be a little bit changed, but the more smile, right? So it doesn't matter how much desire is very conditioned, still connection, but up and down. But you switch your motivation to be better connections with the compassion, your face will be not too much up and down, no matter what they does. So that's the better connections, because our inner what things connected to them is change it. So that's the Buddhist talks.
Also kindness to yourself, right?
It is actually, that's the compassion to other is compassion to yourself. Therefore, I said you not necessarily take separately to generate self-compassion. Just begin with the compassion to others, include it there. Self-compassion is included there because self-compassion is being nice to you. You pray for more suffering from you to you, right? That's a self-compassion. So who can lead you more free from suffering yourself is compassion. But otherwise, you never generate compassion to others, just try to be self-compassion. It's turning into the more self-pitying. Self-pitying is you're not touching every single like hard things. You're not touching every single like emotions. It's kind of like the house is not shaking because it's not earthquake, right? You choose the way do not have an earthquake, then house is not shaking, of course. So you should prefer earthquake might become, then house will be shaken. So that is how we have to train it. So we have to touch every single emotion and every single actions that look at that way, then slowly become a better, right? Otherwise, self-compassion is just self-pitying and not touching it. Of course, not touch, then you will be better, more calm, better because you not take responsibility for others, right? So, but I said generating compassion to others include self-compassion is included there. That means very much it could be different compassion which is generating to others. Some compassion which is generating to others might be not included this self-compassion. I'm talking regarding Buddhist compassion, which is pure compassion. The actual altruisms, conditional, that's we said conditional, right? Unconditional that we said it. That unconditional love, unconditional compassion. So that included self-compassion. So no need separately. That brings you peace actually. That protects you. Because you are giving up everything for others. You know, that unconditional love. If you're giving up everything for others, then what cost you makes you suffering then? Because usually what cause makes suffering is environment and person, most of time person. The person that you already willing to love to them, you give up to that person, there are no cause for having suffering to yourself. This is the self-compassion. Yeah, that's I thought it again. Yeah. Okay, so one more time, anything question in online? Okay, good then. So have a wonderful day and happy Father's Day again. Sure, yeah.
Thank you, Geshe.
Thank you. I don't know, I said like access, strength, fundamental of family, Father's Day, which is right or wrong, I don't know. I just make this kind of, some might be not agree with it. Okay. Okay.